Happy New Year! 9 days ago. Yes, we missed last week. I hope everyone had a great Christmas and a very happy New Year or whatever holidays they celebrated. But we are back. We are live Tuesday, January 10th, like we are most of the time. Can't say always because we weren't here last week. But hey, we have a great show for the next hour or so. We're going to be talking about Warner Brothers HBO Max. We're also within that HBO Max conversation. We're going to be talking as Andy Alberto Jefe likes to do. We're going to talk a little bit more Last of Us. We're coming up on that big premiere. It premiered for critics, and well, save that conversation for a little bit in the show. And Mr. McClay and I, huge Mess of the Universe fans. We got a little Mess of the Universe toy news to talk about as well. And then, of course, Ryan's here with his mystery topic that we don't know about, and we're just going to react and hot seat it and hot box it. That's not the right reply. But anyways, hey, enough me talking. Let's bring the group in here. We have from Beyond Wednesdays himself, Mr. Brian McClay. What's going on, buddy?
Someone say hot box.
Yeah, hot box.
Someone say hot box. I'm there, buddy. I am there. I'm in. What's going on, brother? Good to see you.
Yeah. I mean, we had a good discussion, and we call it in the green room, but it's really just before we went live. Sounds more professional that way. But yeah, talking about Aaron Rodgers, talking about a bunch of other things. But we're getting the band back together for this week, and we do have Mr. Rhinoverse, Mr. Ryan Hayslip. What's going on, bud?
Doing good, man. Last time I had a hot box, ended up marrying her.
Yeah. Closest I've had is a hot pocket.
Hot pockets.
Caliente pocket. So yeah, and before we bring excited Alberto in here, I was actually bummed that Washington beat Dallas at the end because I wanted a higher draft pick. Not that I really care too much because Washington's just, I mean, they just sum up disappointment usually season after season. And
I can appreciate your stance, but though I am a Falcons fan, I am from the land of Houston, where we can't even lose right.
But
God, so stupid.
But we've been saving all the excitement for last because I'm telling you, since we've been in the green room, this next guy, he's been excited. I don't know, man. He's taking his vitamins or something, but we got Mr. Alberto Jefe, button pusher, dad joke extraordinaire, Comic Man Andy.
Did somebody say Hot Pocket?
Hot Pocket. What's your favorite Hot Pocket?
Oh, I'm telling you, man. Pepperoni.
Isn't there only one kind?
Hey, how are you guys?
Doing good. New year. Same me.
Fat and sassy over here, man. I tell you what, I'm spending my time telling people all about the benefits of dried grapes. It's about raising awareness.
No.
Yeah. I was going to say enough raisins.
I hadn't even had a chance to think about raisin.
Raisin. Yeah, I like to hand those out Halloween so kids never come back. Here, have some raisins, asshole. Get off my arm. Get off my arm.
These guys.
Jesus. Yeah, great,
guys.
I hope you guys all had a great New Year. People coming in the chat right now. We have Solo Wookie. We got some Darth Lopez, Marvel Man Comics, GT Key Comic, Greatest Avatar, and YouTube, as I always say, G.I. Joe #2. But
I do like the Bills. The Bills, I like that guy. So real quick, I know this is football, and I saw a thing on the old Talk of Tick. I do look at the TikTok stuff just because I'm cool with and hip with the youngsters. But I saw a thing where Stephon Diggs met a young man or a little kid who lost his dad and made friends with him over I guess over a couple of practices and whatnot. And he saw him at a game, and where they were doing my cleats.
Yeah, the cleats, right?
Yeah, my what is it? My cleats. I can't remember what it was. But see, and Andy's gonna laugh at this, but he's ruining a really good sentimental segment here. He got this little boy a pair of cleats with him and his dad's picture on it. I think he wore the cleats on the field and then gave them to the
signed
boy.
them. Yeah.
That was legit. And I know Stefan Diggs had a lot of like weird like background. So it was cool to see that side of him where they, the nice side of them all.
Yep.
Sorry.
Good to get some feel good stories. And yeah, heart goes out to Bills fans, man. That's been a crazy few weeks. But moving from sports for a second. Well, you can also say sports, but I also noticed that HBO Max is playing some women's national soccer team friendly games coming up, and I thought that was kind of crazy. But getting to HBO Max, first thing we're talking about is we now have the Warner Brother Discovery CFO saying that the show cancellations are done. We've passed that portion, but then you have a lot of people still going, well, what the fuck is going on? Because you're canceling all the shows. And then now they're also talking about, they've also cut, if you grew up like I did, you watched a shit ton of Looney Tunes and a shit ton of Flintstones, and they just cut half those catalogs off, even though I have a Boomerang subscription also. HBO Max is where I've been watching a bunch of that. So they've cut shows that we know of. They cut the catalogs that they already have on there. And then now the CFO is also talking about, hey, we're priced too low on this app. And they're talking about raising the prices. So there's a lot of criticism going on with, you guys are cutting all the exclusives. You had subscription rise because of during COVID, they put a lot of theatrical releases to the app. So it brought in a bunch of subscribers. And then they got them on the hook. They gave them the carrot. And then they went and turned around, especially comic book fans. They brought over DC Universe came over to the app. So they brought over Titans. They brought over Doom Patrol. And then they had a bunch of other exclusive content that they ended up cutting. We lost the Batgirl movie. They've cut other exclusives. It's a hard comment to say considering the topic that's going to follow up to this. But what are you guys' feeling of HBO Max? Would you pay more if you could get some of those Discovery channels on there, but lose some of the exclusive content like they've been doing? Are you guys HBO Max subscribers now? Do you get it free? Some places get it free through cell phone usage or internet. Some places like that brought subscriptions up too. But there's a lot of people out there saying that this HBO Max isn't going to last with the model that they have right now. And they're saying it's basically going to end up being like a $6.99 ad-based tiered app in the future.
Yeah,
what do you think?
I'm out. No, thank you. I'm not signing up for any those streaming services. Nothing this year. Nothing. Like I am so bitter from being screwed by every single one of those places for as long as they have. And I'm like, with everything so shitty, I'm like, I am not going to give any of them money. I'm going to save as much money as I can this year and get it for free somewhere. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to spend this year just getting as much shit for free, man.
Tubi.
Yeah.
Do you watch Tubi?
Whatever. All
do you
of
watch the old school G.I. Joe and Transformers for free on Tubi?
I watch it on YouTube for free. Yeah. They have a streaming G.I. Joe thing that streams old school G.I. Joe episodes constantly. I'm not paying for any of it this year, man. And if I can't find it for free on the free places, I'm gonna figure out a way to get it for free. I'm just putting it that way. Like
I do agree with like what Marvel Man Comics says that apps always freeze and thanks to the higher fees. So that's the thing. Like I do have like a Fire Stick that's unlocked, and sometimes when I use or I watch some of my stuff on those types of platforms, it's not as smooth as you would hope it to be. But when I go to these other apps and the other things, other providers, it ain't really much better. I mean, it's not. I mean, it might be slightly better, but not that much better to where I want to pay, because I'm basically getting the same quality. And it still freezes about the same amount of time. It might be a hiccup here or a hiccup there on the free stuff, but at the end of the day, I get the hiccup here and hiccup there on the paid stuff as well. So unless they can get a service that's absolutely like free of hiccups, because my signals and stuff like that are good in my house. I know that. I work tirelessly to make sure that I had that really well. I have a good mesh and all that jazz. So I don't understand. And I even got a VPN and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, this stuff it still doesn't help any of it. It still acts kind of jittery here and there. So until they give me a reason, I mean, I don't have HBO. Well, let me take it back. I think I have it like through one of the phone services, but I never use it because we never watched anything on it. Then we're like, oh, we could watch it. Then we go to try to put it on there. Well, they have changed or updated the app, and then my password and all that stuff is gone. And then I have to go through a process to try to find the password and all that other jazz again. So then we end up just saying, screw it, let's just get on the free thing.
What are your thoughts, Comic Mandy?
I can definitely appreciate both sides of the conversation and throw my hat into the ring of kind of the opposite of where you guys feel, where I think there might be a challenge with infrastructure, because since we've been able to move to fiber optic, I've had a 100%, a 180 degree turn like experience down here. We subscribe to Netflix, we subscribe to HBO Max, and we subscribe to Disney Plus. That's it. Now, we told ourselves when we got rid of cable and cut the cord and got rid of all that stuff that we were going to save the money. And we do save a little bit more money. Instead of paying $200 some odd a month, we're probably in like the 140s or 150s when you factor in what we're paying for the streaming services. So we're saving a bit of money. But every time I sit down, I was like, I like reliving Friday night movie night like I did in the 90s as a kid growing up, the 80s and 90s. HBO Max has a lot of movies on there from the 90s that I can't get on Netflix and I can't get on Amazon. So I go there, and vice versa. There's stuff on. So it's a challenge. Do I want it all in one place, high quality, and pay one fee or no fee? Yeah, that'd be great. The reality of it is, the way they do properties, it's not going to happen. I will say this. Since we bumped up to a 4K TV last year or the year before and put in a component audio system down here and did I think we got 6.2.2 Dolby Atmos. HBO Max is effing phenomenal audio wise, and so is Disney Plus. Amazon's got to catch up, and Netflix does pretty well with a component. It's like having our own little mini theater down here, and I absolutely love it. And I think it's worth the money for me and my household and my family because we utilize it on a regular basis. But also with Netflix, HBO Max, all that jazz, we found a really big benefit to downloading stuff to our iPads. And when we've got a massive road trip to Baltimore, the person not driving can sit there and watch Bad Batch or watch Tales of the Jedi, the other stuff from Disney Plus. You can download
Disney, Biatch, that ain't HBO.
Well, you know what I'm saying, right? Like a lot of these services you can download direct to device so that you don't have to have a cell signal or you don't have to have a service signal to be able to watch a movie through the mountains on the East Coast. Yeah. That was a phenomenal feature that I really loved. Is it cheap? No. Is it for everybody? No. I guess we just kind of found where we like to fall in on that, and I would like to save more money. So, I mean, I'll drop something at the heartbeat if I don't feel like we're using it enough. We just did that with. There's another, it's not Boomerang. It's something else we were using because of the children's content on there for the mini-me.
Boomerang's $35 a year for good old Hanna-Barbera goodness.
Well, there was something else. There's a Sling. We were using Sling TV because of the children's content that was available on there. There's a very broad amount. We just dropped that a few months ago because that was like $20 a month.
I'm wasting money on Crunchyroll. My kids don't even watch any of that. I think HBO, Discovery, Warner Brothers, I think they still have a branding issue, and it goes back to the HBO Now, HBO Go, DC Universe when it came over. I think also that HBO Max needs exclusive content. Like, why not content that you can only watch on the app, not just content that's on HBO. You can also watch on HBO Max. A lot of places are doing that now. One of the key things that rivals one of the most popular shows on cable, for good reason, good old Taylor Sheridan, is Yellowstone. They have the Yellowstone show on cable, but then you have 1883 and 1923 that's exclusive to Paramount Plus app. It brings people over to subscribe to that app. They should have exclusive content that you can only watch on the HBO Max app. And they're talking about branding. I heard that they're going to rebrand it to just call it Max for Discovery and HBO. But
interesting.
If they raise the price, though, I'm out. I mean, I don't mind paying the $14.99 because I do watch enough of it. Do watch the content. What I do like is those apps is there's no contract, so I'll cancel it. I'll watch Last of Us, cancel it, wait for Game of Thrones to come back, bring it back up, or I might lean the McClay way and find it for free somewhere.
Also, double check how you're subscribing to these things because, like, I'm paying like $7.99 through my Amazon Prime to attach my HBO subscription through Amazon. Like, that's half.
Yeah. Yeah, I
needed
cut a
to
bunch of
watch-
that stuff. I had Stars channel through Amazon. I was like, I'm almost paying as much as when I cut the cord.
I want to do that
So-
Rocket something or other. Try that out and see if they can go through and like see what you're spending on subscriptions that maybe you don't remember or you know about. And because I know that there's stuff out there that I'm not paying for, and I can either just go through and cut all my cards and credit cards and debit cards, and then see what people start knocking at my door. But I think it's called Rocket something or another, and they try to look at that because that's kind of another thing where I feel like they kind of get you like, gotcha. Like that you forget about it and you're like, dang it. Gotcha, bitch.
I'm done, dude. I'm also like I'm doing my best to start the tools that I use. Like I'm gonna do everything I can to where I sell things using the least amount of charges percentage. I'm gonna instead of utilizing one selling app that charges you like so much percentage, I'm gonna figure out ways to not have to use that so I can save money on what all that percentage. I'm going to do that for streaming apps. I want to do it for everything. Like this is the year to save money as much as possible. Fuck them.
I can definitely appreciate that and agree. I'm just kind of experimenting on my own little way, but that's a perfect opportunity to segue our way into what is the first topic of the night, which has now become the second topic tonight. Brian, brother, what do you got for us?
You talking about Wood?
No, Warner Brothers,
Me?
CFO, yeah.
Well, it sounds like there is a new head of Warner Brothers, a chief financial officer or something. What's going on there? Warner Brothers CFO comments on HBO Max. Get it all wrong. Did he say something he shouldn't have said?
I don't know. Wood 3 under the bus. He's back. Wood's back. There you go. Brian, do you want to take this one?
Yeah, that's kind of what we were just talking about, where they're sitting there saying that he thinks the price too low, and all the critics are saying, "Well, how can it be too low? And you're cutting content. You're going to raise the price and then cut more content." I mean, we saw everything they canceled, even some of the shows that weren't even. They kind of deserve to be canceled. Like if you ask me, Westworld was kind of losing its luster, but they can't. The Batgirl movie, so.
Yeah, man, it doesn't make any sense the way that these big, production companies are thinking. It doesn't make any sense. Waste all that money on a movie, get it basically done, and then just shelve it.
Yeah.
On a big name character, a big name IP.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's weird.
So we do know there's even rumor and then not rumor. We know some James Gunn stuff. We know Peacemaker came back. We don't know what we're getting out of James Gunn yet. There's been rumor Green Lantern series was safe and then it was in trouble. Then it was safe again. So from comic book fans, especially DC wise, you don't know what to expect, man. DC gets the raw end. Disney and Marvel seem to take care of their catalog a lot better than, I mean, we always said Warner Brothers execs effed up the DC universe.
Yeah. Well, did you hear that? They got rid of like Henry Cavill and all these major people, but they're gonna keep Ezra Miller. Did you guys hear that?
Yeah, I saw that too, where they're talking about keeping him for Flash. I'm like, what the hell?
And now there's
they should make a freaking Bizarro World movie then, because
They
that's
must
what
be
they're
based out of Houston because they're just like the Texans. Dumbest things ever, man.
Dude.
What up? I don't get it, but
not only that, now there's these weird rumors that Henry Cavill might be coming back. Like, did you guys see that too?
Yeah, I saw that, and who knows? And then it seems like I don't think we know publicly all the details. Also with Dwayne Johnson and Black Adam, and I think there's a rift there with James Gunn and because he was doing, it sounded like he was doing a lot of championing for and building up for like the future of Black Adam, Shazam, Henry Cavill. And then it's just like, yeah, nah, we got Mr. Gunn.
Fucking weird, bro. It's so weird. It's I was talking with somebody earlier today, and he was explaining to me about how, like, once money gets involved, once it's a business, everything about, you know, thinking smart or thinking with morals and character just goes straight out the window. And now you're just thinking about the bottom line. When it comes to business, doesn't matter if you fuck over people. Is it good business? Are you saving money? You know what I mean? And that is so, it's such an off thing to me that I'll never understand it. Even when, like, there's people that I really respect that says, well, it's a smart business move, but he's gonna fuck over all the people that he owes money to, but it's a smart business move to go bankrupt. It's like, what? Like,
Yeah.
Again, once money gets involved, man, and there's a bottom line, and that there's investors and this and that, everything else goes out the window, and it's all about making your investors happy. It doesn't matter if you're a good person, if you're you want to be nice to people, this and that. Nope, it's all about that bottom line. And even your peers will be like, yeah, well, it was a good business move. He probably did the right decision. What? That just so ass backwards to me, man. And it's just, that's in the world, that's in everything that we do now.
I might be in the minority because I don't care about Henry Cavill Superman. I like Superman. Everyone loves Superman. It's like Americana. But to me, Superman movies are like boring as shit because Superman stories are just boring to tell in general. Some alien who has all this power who could freaking destroy everything. It's hard to get, and we've seen him. I mean, outside of Christopher Reeve, I'm like, all right, I'm good. I think Henry Cavill played a good Superman, but I just think in general, Superman stories, when he's the main character, when he's the protagonist, are boring as shit. I like him in like Justice League type movies or those type roles, but I think there's plenty of other characters out there that they can explore and people can gravitate to than something they already know, instead of just realizing or trying to capitalize on something that's familiar to people and bring them into the box office or bring them onto our platform.
Well, I think there's different, and times are different.
Yeah.
When Superman was real popular, like when I was younger, the idea was comics weren't as probably as popular or as public as they are now. And the exposure to the general public wasn't as much. So the general idea of a Superman was just like very cool. It was very, kind of new to a lot of folks and whatnot. And at least for me, I was a kid when the original Supermans came out, and I was showing my kids that my older one, well, he's 3, but I was showing him a Superman and whatnot, and just watching some of the effects, and I was like, wow, it looks so different now from when I watched it when I was a kid. But like the times are different. So like to your point, Superman doesn't hold, it holds a nostalgic feeling, not so much like a cool feeling. Like Superman is cool. You do want to have him in like your groups. You do want to have him make an appearance, but I want off on him. The stories and the content, it's just an older idea. It's just an older, and I think that's kind of like why that's why those books, the Superman comic books currently, there's not really, you could put new villains in it. That's the way they try to adapt it, is putting new, edgier villains or more current looking villains. And still, at the end of the day, you have Superman there, and it's the idea of it. I think it's just an older idea. I love Superman. I used to dress up with Superman when I was a kid. I have pictures of me in a Superman costume, and my mom used to put the little curl in my head and everything. But like it's just the idea. It's just like you said. It's just older, and they have to make the movies have to be focused around, like a Spawn movie would be cooler because it's a character that's been around for a while, but it's a newer character and it's edgier and whatnot. Sorry, yeah. I like Superman, but I mean, I think Cavill as Superman, I think he was a good Superman, but I couldn't say I wish that someone else would play him because it doesn't come into my thought process. I don't think like, oh, I wish so-and-so would have played him because he makes a better Superman. I don't think anyone could really say that about him because no one really has those feelings about Superman.
You know who I think is going to make the best Superman of them all yet? Pedro Pascal, because he's so good at everything else lately. This is a perfect opportunity to segue into something that I'm absolutely insane over this week.
Hell.
Yes, coming from comicbook.com, The Last of Us review, gaming's most faithful adaptation yet. And that's saying a lot, actually. HBO's The Last of Us is likely the most faithful video game adaptation we've ever seen on TV or in film, which is a very good thing that also comes with some notable downsides. Quality-wise, The Last of Us is outstanding. Features great performances from Pedro Pascal and Bella Ramsey. And I'll just drop this and let's before we cut to you guys really quick, we're going to talk about this because seriously, when you've got Rolling Stone this morning saying Last of Us is a finer version of The Walking Dead and HBO's next big hit, you've got the BBC culture section, the Last of Us review, the best video game adaptation ever. The Washington Post even saying The Last of Us stays true to the game and hits just as hard. And Variety saying The Last of Us from Chernobyl's Craig Mazin is promising moving zombie saga TV review. IndieWire even saying The Last of Us is an outstanding survival story and a major moment in TV. Entertainment even said The Last of Us review a post-apocalyptic drama that can't decide if it's an adaptation or a replay. That's speaking volumes. Adaptation or replay, which means they're delivering the authenticity that the game delivered to game players, meaning that the game players are going to sit down and they're going to feel it is just as authentic of a story in the show as they did in the video game. I am getting so excited that I'm getting short of breath. And even there's, you sent me another article earlier, Brian, talking about debuts with a perfect Rotten Tomatoes score this morning. I believe they showed all critics, all of the critics, all 9 episodes, and about between 3 and 5 o'clock this morning, all the reviews started to hit. And I woke up to a perfect 100 Rotten Tomatoes score. Now, after the day's said and done and over, it's at about 97, but it's on par there with some of the best shows out.
Well, since it dropped to 97, I don't know how I feel about this. I was excited, but now it's at 97. Not sure.
You just hop right on my desk and shit right there and say, no, yep, you're done.
No, I'm kidding. But also remember, if you're in New York City, they're premiering this like 3 days early, right?
Yep. Some select people were able to get tickets. I'm not sure if any of my friends out in New York have. Still kind of waiting to hear back.
It's, for all intents and purposes, Lopez, I would say it's zombies, but it's pandemic, plague, similar. But the game is awesome. If you haven't played the game, highly recommend both of the games. Or you can play the 3 different versions of the first game. You know, the original, the remastered, and then the rebuilt. I bought all 3 copies.
I paid for all 3 copies too. I'm that much of a fan. And seriously, it's like the 3rd best-selling PlayStation 3 game of all time, and it's in the top 10 best-selling PlayStation game of all time across all platforms. Not all platforms, but all PlayStation consoles. Yeah. That says a lot.
And I know, I've said it a bunch of times before, but I'm excited for the soundtrack. I mean, the soundtrack to me is what made, well, it wasn't the only thing that made the game, but it's a character in its own. So, and before we get to Andy and Rhino here, don't forget over on your channel, right? El Beardo, Account Man Andy's YouTube channel, they're going to be doing weekly review shows. I know that they just announced an official companion podcast that's going to happen for this show, but I say Boulder Dash. Make sure you guys are checking out Andy on Mondays, right? On your channel?
Yep. Monday night, 9 o'clock, myself, Double O, and Jackson from Board Night Podcast are getting together. We did 2 episodes already prior. One to meet the hosts and another one to kind of talk news and talk the collectibles like the comics and a lot of the other stuff that they've released. And we're going to keep it going until probably middle of March, even do a couple of episodes after the show's done.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Andy, McClay, are you going to watch this for free if you can find it?
I will watch it for free if I can find it. Yes, for sure. No doubt about it. Yeah. It looks interesting, and I'll do it just for our boy Andy, maybe, because he's always talking about how great it is, and I never played the game. So
see, and I want to play the game. I still in fact, now that football season is wrapping up, and that's when I play Madden during only pretty much Madden exclusively during football season. This is wrapping up. This is the game that I'm like, okay, this is about to be on.
So for those of you guys that are kind of short on time, like the rest of us as busy adults, you've got an option B. If you don't want to go right to HBO and you want to experience the story, there are YouTube channels out there that cut out all the gameplay and just mash all the cinematic events together, and you can sit down and watch the story on YouTube channels for the cinematic events. Or if you're crunched for time, like a lot of other people, you can at least do that without having to play the whole game, and then you can experience the show.
Yeah, I mean, huge shout out to Naughty Dog that made this game. A lot. And it's good to see that their game catalog be coming into films with. I mean, Uncharted, another great game that they made a movie out of. We're supposed to be getting a sequel to that too. So, but yeah, I'm excited for Last of Us. Which game did you like better, the first one or second one?
I like the story better on the first one. I like the gameplay and the mechanics better on the second one. But this current rumor, and sprinkle right in there, it's rumor, it's not fact yet, I'll say that, but this is really exciting, is that this is being so well received the last week or two leading up into this, that Naughty Dog is actually subcontracting out the next Uncharted game to go to a different studio so that they can go all hands on deck for potential Last of Us 3.
Wow.
Yep.
You just
There's a well-known / reliable leaker that leaks something leaks something out just a week or two ago. Sorry, McClay, I had to. That put something out that was leading towards that, where they're going to subcontract out the next Uncharted, so that they can have everybody on hand for The Last of Us 3.
Oh, that's exciting. Cool, man. That's
so
cool.
Again, that's going to premiere this Sunday, right?
9:00 this Sunday. And the actual official podcast, I was really excited because I always like more content about stuff that I love. They're 15 hours ahead in Australia, so they're going to start going live post-show 4 a.m. Sunday. So I'm going to have to steer clear far from that until Sunday night, Monday, our time.
Yeah. Very cool. Well, being a big fan of Last of Us gives us a nice little sugu to talk about a property that we're big fans of over here, Masters of the Universe. Yeah. A new Masters of the Universe toy, a deluxe Man-at-Arms inspired by the Masters of the Universe Revelation, is being put out. You can get it at target.com. It's not for sale yet, but it'll be available from other retailers at a later date also, but you can get it at Target. You can order it at target.com. Stands 7 inches tall, designed with a high level of detail fans will love. And it's pretty interesting because I think this is the first time I've ever looked at Man-at-Arms other than just like whenever I think of Man-at-Arms, the character, I always see the He-Man character, the old school toy. Man-at-Arms was always like that guy that had with that weird helmet and he had that armor on. And it's very interesting how toys nowadays have become this nostalgia thing for everybody who grew up in the 80s. I was walking through a Walmart or a Target the other day, and I went down to the toy aisle just to take a look. And I shit you not, it's literally nothing but Masters of the Universe, G.I. Joe, Star Wars, Transformers, Beast Wars, everything that came out in the 80s and 90s. It's unbelievable. And for most of them, they are totally duplicating the exact mold.
Yeah, it's retro.
Yeah, dude, it's so crazy. Like
plastic.
I saw they had the Leech Man. You remember Leech Man from Masters of the Universe? They had the same toy at Walmart being sold with just updated packaging. It's so crazy. And I would love to find out from the people out there, either comment live if you're watching live or comment down below what you think about this. Does this make you angry that they're just copying these same molds from when you were a kid? Does it make you excited? Because I'll be honest, I think it's kind of cheesy to me. I if you're just gonna make the same molds, like I'd rather just go get the real ones. You know what I mean? And here's the other thing that makes me really mad. I think it's so stupid, and I've always thought this was stupid, that they do these vintage lines, right? They have Star Wars vintage where they're and they look so stupid. And then they're doing this new one with G.I. Joe vintage, right? But there was never a G.I. Joe with that vintage look. G.I. Joe always had the rubber band, the different segments. They're putting out these G.I. Joe figures that are 3 3/4 that are like legs that move like this on a little square torso, and they look so stupid. And I just can't believe it. And I'm very surprised that nostalgia. I'm not surprised that nostalgia is that great of a drug that it'll get us to buy these cheap, horribly made figures, and we enjoy them the way we do. It's just very interesting. So that's why I like seeing these deluxe figures, which look cool like this and aren't the same molds. And we were talking about the Mondo figures earlier. Those were always so great and so cool when they were coming out. And when GI Joe, I always love when GI Joe does the same design of the 3 3/4 figures. They did that when they re-put them out. They in the early 2000s when they're almost the same mold but different paints. Then they kind of updated the mold a little bit. Like I don't like the old school same stuff. If you're gonna do the same stuff or even worse, I just rather go buy the original. There's no point in getting it.
I took my kids recently just to the toy aisle and was just looking around for some toys, and then I saw, I was like, oh my gosh, there's some Transformers. I was like, wow, it's the first generation, I think. And I started looking at the box, and they kind of updated the box a little bit. They're a little bit smaller. And I was like, man, these are so cool. You got to get but this sucks because they're plastic. I was like, I was like, why would they make it like crappier? I mean, I get it's like, but I was like, how many more people probably would have wanted to purchase these if there were more. If they're, like you said, if they're going to use the same ideas and same molds and whatnot, why not use at least something similar to the same material? When in fact, there was another person there that went by and I looked at it, and I saw him pulling off the shelf. I was like, isn't it so cool? But they're just like made of plastic. He's like, yeah. He goes, he really put it back. He goes, it's so light. It's just so light. It's not heavy like it used to be. He put it right back because. And so that was right there. It was just two people that saw that walked by. I was like, I would have, but I'm not, because it's not the same. If they would have, maybe even if they made a line that was just especially like, okay, for nostalgic people, like okay, they're gonna make the plastic for a new one, new kids, but like for those that want to have the same exact thing, you could buy it. I'd pay a little bit more just to get it because it'd be so awesome to have it when it's all metallized and whatever. But it just, I don't know why they, like, I don't know about the GI Joe, but the Transformers thing was huge. Like, I know, like, it's a downer. If I saw Optimus Prime in that same styrofoam packaging and everything, I would want to get it, but it would be such a letdown to know that when it came out, it'd just be nothing but flimsy plastic.
Yeah. Yep. I agree, man.
I'm also curious, what's the demographic of people purchasing those toys?
That is a great point. I want to know if kids even like them, because I feel like half the kids out there today don't even care about toys.
Yeah.
My kids don't. They want V-Bucks, Robux, Switch, and PlayStation gift cards. But then it's like, well, we had to get them some type of toys or something to unwrap at Christmas because all they wanted was electronic shit.
Yep.
Yeah, we're all about Legos and Minecraft and Star Wars toys. My son still plays with action figures but it's mostly Star Wars.
My oldest still loves Legos. But
well,
my youngest, man, he's like, I just want Robux and V-Bucks and game currency, rec room plus crap. And
he just started getting into like the action figure thing where he's got like, so that day we got him a Batman, and then and he got his little brother a little Superman that's like a throwback Superman that has a little cape that comes off and whatnot. He rolls around and plays Batman now and whatnot. But I gave him a pick of whatever he wanted to. There was a Superman. Back to our other point, there was a Superman there, and he's seen the Superman movie with me, and there was a Batman. He gravitated to the Batman just because it looks cooler than what Superman did and whatnot. So yeah, it's the toys. I think they kind of are like, they're probably geared for the people like us who are like, remember that and then want to introduce the kids to it, but they know that we're not gonna have any really interest in it, so we're just gonna get it for the kid because it's nostalgic or whatever. I don't know.
Well, look at who's doing the bulk of the content on YouTube and social media that are about toys right now. It's all people my age.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, unless you're talking about that little fucker Ryan. Isn't he like 20 by now?
The cat in the hat.
To be honest, this is gonna sound really, really picky, McClay, but I'm not completely sold on that figure. What will sell me on it, whether I get it or not, is I want to see what it looks like. I want to see what the packaging looks like. I want to see how it looks in the packaging on the shelf. I mean, the figure looks cool and all, but for some reason, it's going to be the packaging also that does it.
It looks lame.
That's-
It looks lame.
That's why those Mondo figures were so great, man. That's why we love those Mondo figures for so much, man, because the packaging looks so damn good.
Oh, he's got one. Yep.
They're so good, man.
And it's got like slipcase.
Yep.
Oh man, those transfers are nothing like that. I mean, is it like nothing?
I will break the toy barrier and I will pick something up, and it's going to be an epic thing. I'm going to do a YouTube video about. I want that original Matchbox die-cast Voltron. I think it's from like 85 or 86 or 87.
Yeah.
I want an OG original one, not in box.
Matchbox.
Yep. I want one just in really good shape that's functional that I can keep on display and play with here. That's like the one toy I'm going to break out for 2023.
Hey, if you can do a show on it, I'll go find me a Transformer and do the same thing. I love Transformers, man. I wish I would play with them if I would not play with them, but like just to transform them and turn them into different things.
I lived in Germany at the time. My parents didn't get us Transformers; they got us GoBots.
GoBots.
Hey,
yeah.
GoBots are still just as legit.
Yeah, they're the knockoff. They were cool still. They
Love
were
them
good
GoBots.
ones.
Anyways, yeah. I mean, still after toys. I mean, it's just like McClay's whole channel's about. I collect a little bit of everything. But Ryan, what do you got for us this week?
Well, so the trailer dropped for the newest Marvel movie coming out.
Ant-Man.
Yeah. Who would you think, Andy? What was I going to say? What were you talking?
I haven't seen it yet, but I've seen a few people on Instagram dropping like content and pieces that make me really want to get into it. And I will say this, I'll drop a little spoiler here. I've been given some homework by our man Nemesis Prime in the community. I've been asked to make a guest appearance on the Comic-Con podcast, and he sent me that. He's like, here's your homework. Make sure you watch this.
Oh, that's
so I'm looking
cool.
forward to it. I wanted to watch it. I wanted to watch it like tomorrow night, so it's a little more fresh in my head before we record Thursday.
It's so good. It is so good, man. It is.
I'm so excited.
I am super excited for it.
Like I saw that was the question. Like, how excited are you all? What are your thoughts on it? And kind of, because we've had some other Marvel movies come out, and I'll be honest, I haven't seen them yet. The newest one's released. Black Panther, I haven't seen yet.
I saw it. I mimic McClay. I'm super excited for it. I love Paul Rudd, and I love the direction they took with Ant-Man and Scott Lang. And
absolutely,
I really, really like John Majors. I have my own personal doubts. Maybe that's just because I'm not the biggest fan of that character, but I have a hard time seeing Kang being what's going to hold the MCU together for this next phase of movies.
I don't. I think that first of all, Jonathan Majors is an amazing actor, and he's going to play Kang. Yeah, he's going to play Kang so well. And here's the thing about Kang, what people don't realize. There's going to be so many different versions of Kang, right? We had the Kang that we got in Loki season 1. We got the Kang that we're going to get in Ant-Man, who's going to be a certain way. Then we're going to have, so here's what I think is going to happen. And I don't know if you guys want to hear this or not, but I think that at the end of Ant-Man, Kang's gonna win, right? That version of Kang is gonna win, and he's gonna go and travel to the world, our world. He's gonna kill, just destroy the Avengers that we know now, like the Anthony Mackies and Paul Rudd, Ant-Man, and Thor, and whoever's left. He's gonna destroy that team, right? Just like Thanos did in Endgame, and then either that version of Ant-Man's either gonna die at the end of that, or something's going to happen where another Kang's going to show up. And I think that Kang is going to be the Beyonder Kang, right? And that takes us into Secret Wars, which is phase 6 or whatever, right? And in Secret Wars, we have all the new young Avengers teaming up and not only the young Avengers, it's going to be a multiverse thing where they're going to go back and bring out, because if you remember what the original Secret Wars was, they went and grabbed all the different heroes. They just poofed them out of their time period. And they're going to do that, but they're going to grab different versions. They're going to grab Wolverine, Hugh Jackman Wolverine. They're going to grab Tobey Maguire Spider-Man. They're going to grab, all these different versions and put them together to do the Secret Wars stuff where they have to fight the Beyonder, which is the Beyonder version of Kang. And then the person that's going to defeat the Beyonder in that, you guys all know where I'm going with this, Doom. And that's going to bring Doom in without having to do Fantastic Four. It's going to make Doom the anti-hero that you love to hate and this and that. And it's going to bring Doom in. And that's what's going to end. That's going to be the whole Secret Wars thing. It's going to bring in Doom. We're going to defeat Kang. And it's going to create new teams and just totally redefine everything on a different scale. It's going to be amazing.
You talking reminds me of the Charlie Day "It's Always Sunny" photo with the strings.
So your idea is basically what I had felt about his place in the MCU, that it was going to be the baddie of right now, but it's leading into something more grander, more in a bigger scale. It was kind of to hold the interest, if you will, of the things going on right now, but then piecemealing some other stuff out there as we're going along. So it will be something more grandiose, if you will, like in phase, whatever I can understand all the phases, but there's going to be something more grandiose to come about from the King. I don't think Kang will end, and then it'll be something new. But I watching it got you so pumped. Like when you watch the trailer, you're like, oh man, like, okay, this is what I've been waiting for since before COVID. Like something cool like this, something that looks good, something that's like not they're not
MODOK.
Like them Marvel trying something new or whatever, or doing something different. It looks like that kind of like what they were known for being, why we liked them.
Yeah. MODOK looks so badass.
Oh,
dude.
Cool. Yeah. They did a good job on that for sure. So, and Andy, you said you haven't seen any of it?
No, just a couple of stills that people have shared on Instagram. And like I said, I wanted to keep it fresh in my head for Thursday, but I might as well watch it tonight after we're done here and then watch it again tomorrow a couple of times. Just kind of start taking it in.
You need to watch it, and then you need to go watch all the videos where they pause every frame.
Yeah.
And dissect it for
good.
you.
There's some good Easter eggs up in there.
It comes out next month, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
February.
And what comes out after that?
We got Guardians.
Loki 2.
But Loki 2 is going to be a movie. It's not going to be, it's going to be a show, right?
Isn't Guardians coming out this May? I forget.
I don't think FOMO's dead. I think people don't have money.
Yeah. People don't have money.
I think people are still afraid of missing out. They just don't have a choice anymore.
Yep.
It's not funny to not have money, but I mean,
I'll be anxious to see what happens with everything in tax return time here in another month or so.
Yeah, this is going to be an interesting year to see if people do that usual thing and do a grail hunt or pick up some stuff, or if they pocket it or spend it on something else.
I'm paying down bills.
Oh, that's for sure, man.
But speaking of comic books, tomorrow is New Comic Book Day, fellas.
It's supposed to be a pretty big week.
Yeah, what are you guys picking up? Andy, what are you getting? There's some great Star Wars books.
Yeah, it's supposed to be a pretty big week, and it is looking like a pretty big week for me as this continues to load. Come on. Problem is when I started digging into it, my expectations were high. Performance seems to be a little bit low on the end over here for Star Wars. I'm running the full Star Wars gambit. Darth Vader's coming out, High Republic's coming out, Mandalorian 7, and also the High Republic Adventures 2 is coming out.
Shattered Empire 2, right?
I didn't see Shattered Empire. If I missed it, I missed it. I'll have to take a peek or call my friend at the LCS. But there are the Mandalorian number 7, 1 in 50 is probably my favorite cover of the week. And if we can get this to load, the League of Comic Geeks. Clay, are you pulling that up or you want me to?
I got it. Hold on.
Okay. The 1 in 50 Mandalorian number 7 is probably my favorite cover of the week. And it seems like Star Wars Marvel stuff has kind of fumbled a little bit as McClay goes to get into here. Like the Darth Vader release this week, the Sprouse Anniversary variant's decent. And I think that's a cover price variant, if I remember correctly. I got Darth Vader. No. Yeah, the Sprouse 40th anniversary cover variant is cover price. I'm happy about that. But man, I think there's that Raza Virgin variant. Holy moly!
Sorry.
Did we all
Yeah, that was
die?
weird. Yeah.
No, I think my
We
internet
respawned.
I think my internet dipped out, and because StreamYard is being hosted from my end, hopefully that didn't affect you guys. We'll check back in the live feed. I love this Raza Virgin variant. It's just not something that my LCS is going to order from Diamond or from Penguin, so I'm not going to get that. But
A lot of new characters in this too, right?
I think you're right. I have not looked yet. I've been so busy with
During
looking
their
at the left
terrible battle at Padme's tomb on Naboo, the Queen's most devoted handmaidens were no match for the fury of Darth Vader. So as they are about to face the Dark Lord again, the handmaidens had prepared, but so has Vader, who will triumph in the rematch. Okay, maybe it's not a bunch of new appearances. I was thinking it was.
Star Wars High Republic 2 is supposed to have some first appearances in it, which is interesting because that Adventures number 2 has no variants. It's just cover A. That's it. That's all that came in at my LCS. I'm not hearing any rumors of variants.
Great looking stuff, man. High Republic Adventures continuing to be the one to get.
Yep. Mandalorian 7 is right over there to your right by 2 more. This is the first appearance of Moff Gideon in a standard comic book.
Pass. I hate that shit. That drives me crazy.
That's why yellow makes me sad.
I do really like this cover for signature purposes, though. Like if he's showing up at a convention and you can find this for a cover price,
This
this
is Mike Mayhew right here. This is a Mike Mayhew exclusive.
Oh, so it's not going to be cover price, but it'd be a sick signature book to collect.
Yeah,
that's about where I'm at. Some of these Killing Children is coming out too, but I mean, we're on issue 28 and we're over 2 years into the series. I think a lot of the fervor and a lot of the fever has died out, and the core readers that are fans are going to keep reading it. And
you're going to want to click that Wolverine too.
This one right?
No, to the right. You're going to want to click that.
Okay. Ooh. I'm just going through them real quick and grabbing some that I think are interesting. I talked about on FOC.
Dark Ride.
I know I talked about, yeah. This.
Did you get ASM 17?
I like Little Monsters too. That's a good one. That's a decent one. Let's see here. Let's bring that up.
Good job.
That's
Real
decent.
quick, guys. Good check something.
I'll tell you one thing I don't like is all the there's a lot of great artists out there for Marvel books, but I'm not a big fan of the homage covers.
Yeah.
Doing.
Yeah, they're terrible for the most part. Elephant Man, what? Elephant Man's back. Far Cry, Flash, Dark Web, Miss Marvel, Dark Ride. There we go.
Yeah,
that one's got that really
fantastic
good one.
Tony Fleece again.
Yep. See here. All right, so let's go through these. So Tiger Division, is there any good variants for the 1 in 25 in-hook lead? That's not too bad. It's pretty badass right there. So it says a new villain emerges, so that's a good thing. And you got her on the 1 in 25 cover, so that's a nice little spec play right there. And then here's the Wolverine.
That top left is what you're gonna.
Yeah, the Maria Wolf one. Yeah, Maria Wolf is something amazing. This one's good too. The Stegman. That one's pretty good too.
There's a Bjorn Barron's one for Ghost Rider this week. Also, it looks pretty badass. But
is that a different Wolverine on that cover?
That one's terrible. Oh my god, is that bad? Holy cow!
Looks like he's smelling his own fart.
Yeah, it looks like a mix between Batista and Wolverine.
Yeah, and Tim Tebow.
Yeah. Oh my god, that's bad, dude.
No, but that previous cover, is that a different Wolverine?
Which one? This one?
Yeah.
It's a demonized Wolverine.
Yeah.
Yeah. The Savage Avengers 141
The second one.
homage. Yeah, I like that one right there.
The Hots.
Yeah, and then the Hots variant is pretty good.
That was my pick. Yeah. Look
Yeah,
at that. Look at the anti. Man, it's so sick.
yeah. It looks like kind of like Platt and Keith had a baby.
Yeah.
Miles Morales Spider-Man. This the Hans is a great looking book right there.
Ooh.
But I'm so tired of that pose.
Yeah.
Like I'm so tired. Like I'm tired even when Todd McFarlane does it now.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
that
like
looks
these
dope.
The
graffiti,
graffiti
variants.
variant's cool.
Yeah, I really like the graffiti variants. And then the Mary Jane and Black Cat has got some really good ones. It's got a regular J. Scott Campbell. That's pretty good. That's not bad. Yeah, it is. It's
Well,
bad.
and then you could probably get one with a different color background and maybe less trade.
That's the
than
one
his,
that I
like-
love. Though.
Oh, I like that.
1 in 25.
Wow.
Yeah. These cat variants are good, man. The Akka variant is pretty good because it's got the little cats with the masks.
Yeah.
And then Hughes demonized variant. Ugh.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's not Adam Hughes, is it?
Ugh.
Ugh.
Weird.
That's
Have you been
bad.
keeping up with the dark web thing?
It is Adam Hughes. Oh my god. That's terrible. Dark Ride. Speaking of
Tony Fleece DuckTales.
Woo.
killing it, man.
Yeah.
Jesus. Amazing Spider-Man. Look at this John Jiang.
Dang, I knew I saw that. I already saw that whenever he released that. Man, that thing is so bad.
You
I
pre-ordered
cannot
it, didn't you?
wait to see Jiang do some Venom. God,
Oh my god, dude. He is damn
I'm
good.
getting the Disney Avengers.
I figured.
In
That's
fact,
pretty
if I
cool,
can find the
actually.
regular copy and decent
If you did it, we would
9.8,
just buy you
I'll
one.
get one.
Yeah. Yeah. That's actually pretty damn good. And then the Del Auto is nice. Look at the Del Auto. Man, yeah. Good stuff. Don't like the homage.
The Jang that's an exclusive, right?
The John Jiang. I don't know. It might be. It's nice though. Look at this Batman Joker, man.
Yeah. That reminds me of the Bermejo.
Yeah.
But
I like the A cover. Look at the A cover. The way he has that weird zippered hood on, man. That's in the bats in the back. That's a good looking
Yeah.
cover by Silvestri right
the
there.
Joker's not pregnant there.
Yeah. Mud babies.
Impregnated.
Look at that. Yeah.
So
yeah.
who did that?
That Joker.
That last
That
year
is Silvestri.
had a little bit of Templesmith look to me.
Ugh, Temple Smith's a weirdo. That dude is weird, bro. Like I have never had, and I don't want this to sound bad because I'm not saying it's like, but I've never had this happen to me before, where I've had somebody that I love their art so much, and growing up I was such a huge fan, and then when I met them, they were so weird that it was like, I don't even like their art anymore, man. And that is so like superficial of me, but it was so weird, dude. When I met him, he was so weird and off-putting, man. It was my first ever don't meet your heroes moment.
Yeah.
So
What about
anybody
you,
else?
Ryan? Anything else? The Dark Ride Tony Fleece is my pick of the week. Is my favorite for the week.
I think you just showed all the books coming out.
Yeah.
Yeah, for the most part. Elephant Man. I wonder if there's any variants for that. Nope. Elephant Man's an interesting thing. A lot of people, a lot of fans of that.
Yeah.
Daredevil. Let's see what we got for Daredevil. The Momoko 1 in 25 is absolutely garbage. Oh my god, that's terrible. This one's the Tyler
It's like
Kirkham.
the paint spilled on the canvas. There was like, let me just fix this real shit.
This one's good right here. Oh god, yeah.
Momoko?
Man.
That one is?
No, the Momoko is not.
Oh, that one. Oh, I thought you said that was.
This is
Chichello?
Kirkham right
Who's
here.
that?
This is Kirkham.
Okay.
So that one's good.
I'm gonna say, I'm for real.
The Frank Cho is bad. I don't want to see that. I don't care. Let's see here. What else do we got? Moon Knight. Who cares?
Look at the
X-Men.
Ghost Rider. Just the cover A is cool. The Barons.
Oh yeah, man. I forgot about that. That's amazing. Oh my god. So good. What a beautiful
That's
cover.
AI art. I'm just kidding.
Yeah. So is this, dude.
Yeah.
The Noto's really good. Look at the Noto. That, you guys, is how you do a freaking homage. That is, if you're gonna do a book that's been homaged 1,000 times, it had better be like beyond amazing. And that's how you do it right there. That is Noto showing everybody how it's done. God, that's a good homage.
Yeah, I gotta admit, man, for the last like 3 or 4 weeks that you've picked a book and made a comment or a statement like that, it's always landed on a list of some sort. That's always become
Yeah, man.
kind of like a mover.
When you see a book that good, it's undeniable. And this one is undeniable, man. Absolutely undeniable. But and the Pinocchian one's not too bad either.
Pinocchio, what? Oh, Pinocchio.
So, yeah, man, that's good. What else? X-Men. See what they got going on with X-Men. Sync is going to be a very big character going forward, but look at this Miguel Mercado. Oh, that is excellent. Probably an exclusive. But yeah, Sync's going to be a good character going forward. So
I'm
think
not a
that this
big
is gonna
fan
be-
of them, but I would love that in a foil.
yes. Yeah.
That would be cool. I don't know though. The red. I'm getting tired of seeing that red color in foil. Let's see some green.
Carnage. Gunslinger David Mack. Yeah. There's certain things that David Mack just doesn't work well on for me. I love this Little Monsters series. If you guys have been reading, it's pretty good.
Yeah.
Little Monsters.
That's Lemire and Dustin.
Yep.
Right.
Nguyen. Yep. Great stuff. Great art. Great covers. Look at this cover right here, dude. This cover B. Oh, so good. So good. So yeah.
Is that kind of like a Rocky Horror Picture Show kind of homage?
Rocky
It could
Mountain
be.
Oyster Show.
It could be.
Rocky Mountain Oysters.
I can't remember the name I'm even thinking of.
Nomads.
It's been a fun read.
I love the storyline. They're the last children on Earth, who also happen to be vampires. For longer than they can remember, these child vampires have lived a life of eternal wonder amongst the ruins of humanity. I love that. And look at that. This original A cover is so good. And the Scotty Young variant. Oh my God, dude. For the first book, you could only get it at Scotty Young's website. But look how good this is. Good stuff. Good stuff. Be on the lookout for those. Any indie books? No real indie books.
No. There was one, I don't even think it's on this site, but it's like super indie. It's from a Relive publisher, RE_LIVE, called Coming Home. And it's written, the stories are written by UK soldiers. It's all about mental health, and it's stories of them in Afghanistan, them in Northern Ireland. That was one that intrigued me that if I can find, I'm going to try to pick up.
Yeah, I think that's a cool thing to pick up. I agree. That's a good idea. Looney Tunes, always worth looking to see if there's any good Looney Tune variants. No. Interesting. Yeah, man. Vampirella. Let's take a look at Vampirella. Any good Vampirella variants?
Was it Vampirella?
Ooh, yeah. Look at this lyrics cover. Ooh. There's got to be the ultraviolet. Where's the ultraviolet? There it is. Gotta love the ultraviolets. Jesus, look at this one. Whoa.
Dang.
Yeah. That's good too.
Wow. Her protection is work.
right?
Hey, what's going for good money right now? The Garbage Pail Kids Origins, that foil variant for Atom Bomb, the Virgin.
Is it?
Yeah, it's going for like $300 or more.
Oh my god, dude! I wish I had one.
I want to say it was a 1 in 100. I forget, but you know how Dynamite is with their incentives.
Yeah, man, it's ridiculous.
It's a gorgeous cover, though. I didn't get one.
I need to get one.
Yeah.
I
They're
just love my
mostly
Nat Jones. So,
All right.
Pretty
Good stuff.
decent new comic book day.
yeah, a lot of good stuff. Lot of good stuff.
Andy, that's just going to leave us with one more
Ooh.
thing. One more thing. What do you got, Andy?
Hey, my one more thing is the year of 2023 is the year of the comic community, and I'm going to do something fun. I want to have some fun. Every time we do a live CGC unboxing over on the Comic Man Andy YouTube channel, I'm going to give away slab. Every time. I'm scheduling them. I'm boxing them up right now. I've got one sitting here waiting for this Saturday. I'm going to do them on Saturdays, something casual when people aren't new in a normal work week. Saturday, you know, sometime somewhere between lunch and dinner. And I just want to do something fun with the community, for the community, and do a little bit more giving back in 2023. And I like to do CGC unboxings, and I made my goal of 12 last year, and I felt pretty comfortable with that. So I'm going to exceed that goal for 2023 and try to go beyond 12 submissions in a year, not including pre-screens and that kind of stuff. But so, yeah, that's my one more thing. Go subscribe to Comic Man Andy and win it. Get it in there to get a chance to win a free slab when we're doing a live unboxing. I absolutely love it because I do them blind. I don't know what the grades are until I pull the books.
And being just the voice of the comic community, I want to extend this thank you, Andy, for giving away these slabs to everyone from the comic community. Really appreciates the opportunity to be able to win at least 12 free slabs. That's
He said, and he like slowed down when he said subscribe, and I heard sub, and my fat ass got super hungry. He's like,
Which
go
does sound good.
subscribe. I was like, ooh, man, I'm fucking
sub. Whoa, yes.
My
that's good.
brain freezes at times, inconvenient times.
or makes you think of that stupid Tony Romo commercial. I'm kidding. What do you got for us, Ryan?
Well, so I'm thinking to start my eBay page. So be looking for Rhinoverse on the eBay page. Going to be putting up a plethora of football cards that I have. I'm in the process of making some nice pictures. And if you're in the realm of football card collecting or buying or just whatever, look there. Also, I wanted to extend my face for other folks that have videos or if you have a YouTube show and whatnot. I really enjoy. I've done it. I got to be on the Symbiote Elite again. That was a lot of fun. I just really enjoy being and just doing on shows and being on shows. And so if you're looking for someone to just be on and you have an idea or opinions or someone just to make fun of, or I could play drums, I want to whore myself out. So just let me know. I'll be on your show.
Not bad. Not bad.
Make
Just
it
look
right.
for Rhinoverse.
The man that
Yeah.
never stops working. What's going on?
I've got a lot of crazy stuff. Saturday night, I will be showing the McClay packs, aka McClay rips off Ben Stein mystery packs, which are going to be absolutely crazy. I'm going to be doing 30 mystery packs. It's going to hopefully be a slab for each mystery pack, and then some major hitters, no fluff, all cool stuff, and it will range in prices from $200 to $600 a pack. So be on the lookout for that, and then those are going to be available at the same time as I'm rolling out the membership for the channel over at Beyond Wednesdays. We're going to be rolling out 2 memberships to start. The first membership is going to be for people that just want to watch live shows, the live shows on the channel. So that will be 99 cents a month, and that will give you the ability to watch all the shows live. and be able to take part in all the live chats and all that stuff. The second tier is going to be probably $5 or $6 a month, and that is going to be for people that are able to hang out in the after show sessions. So I'm changing up the way the Saturday night show is kind of being done. It's going to be mainly segments for the first, hour, 2 hours, just cool segments. And then we're going to be doing the, our normal kind of bullshitting about what's going on and in behind the scenes world with all the drama, and then kind of what's going on, the spicier topics. That's going to be after show material, and we're going to want people to be involved in that. So all that stuff will be under the membership banner, and you'll only be able to see that stuff under the membership banner. And then I'll be cutting the segments into clips to release as clip videos, all because YouTube has decided they want to be the nanny state of content creation. So blame YouTube.
Yeah. Only thing, I'm going to take my time and just give it back to you guys. I will tell everyone, make sure you guys check out Comic Man Andy, especially for the Last of Us shows, his free slab giveaways, and the plethora of content that goes on Beyond Wednesdays over there on the Beyond Wednesdays channel with Brian McClay, Trey, a whole bunch of great people up there from the comic community. A lot of old OGs over there on that channel. And then, of course, make sure you guys check out Ryan, especially his eBay sales that are coming up. If you guys are football cards and sports cards nuts, make sure you guys check him out. And with that, I hope everyone had a great New Year's. I hope 2023 is amazing for every single one of you guys, not just you on the panel, but you guys watching live and watching on the replay or listening in the audio podcast. I think it's going to be a great year for 2023 and looking forward to it, and always thankful for the community. With that being said, we will see you guys next week.
Look, they talking like they don't know a king when they see one. See him in person, he take it back like a refund. Ballin' with my brothers on my playing D1. Daily checking chicken, he gon' spin it watching reruns. Say they real, but they clones of me.